Hey guys, Shelly here. So in my last video, I promised to do a video on how I interlock my hair. So I maintain my locks two ways. I either retwist or I interlock. I interlock mostly because I prefer to not be retwisting my hair a lot, and also in the summertime or if I'm going to the Caribbean, then I tend to interlock because it doesn't unravel easily, so you know, getting wet is not a problem versus when you palm roll or retwist. So that's basically why I interlock my hair. So let's go into what I use. I use a rat tail comb to make nice parts, well, as nice as I can get them. And I like this one because it's really pointy at the end. And I'll put a link to where I bought this. Everything I buy is on Amazon anyway, but I'll put a link to where I got it from. As for locking tool, you can either use a latch hook if you already have this, and I think this is what most people use. I actually prefer to use this locking needle, and I got this on Amazon for $19, and I'll put a link in the description box to where you can get this. I also have an extra one. I need to go find it, but I have an extra one that I have not used. I might do a giveaway so so somebody can win this, but this is my holy grail right here. And then to wet my hair, I have this mixture of rose water and different oils mixed together. You can use your regular spritz, your regular liquid leave-ins or whatever. And to seal everything in, I use this Dr. Locs Imani locking spray. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, this is really good. And if you do palm rolling or retwisting, this actually holds your hair really well for a really long time. So this is what I use to maintain my hair. Okay, so one thing to remember, and it's really important, is to make sure that you're not making holes in your locks. And that's the big misconception, is that interlocking is bad for your locks because it's gonna have holes. You will only have holes if you do not do it correctly. So I'm going to show you how to correctly interlock your hair. The thing that causes holes in your lock is to go through the same hole twice, because you want to make sure that you're weaving kind of, and that's basically what you're doing. You're making knots in a weave pattern. So let's get into the nitty-gritty as to exactly how to do this, okay? Okay, so I left out these 3 locks to show you how to do it. Okay, so let's put these 2 away. And I make my parts as best as I can, but I'm not a big fan of, you know, the neat and tidy locks, so that's okay. So my new growth sometimes tend to not grow into the lock. So the first thing I do is I make sure that I'm not interlocking on dry hair. Okay, so I use my spritz bottle, right? And I basically wet my roots. Okay? And you see, like, the parts is really not that nice to define. So you can take your rat tail comb and just make it a little bit neater. If that's important to you, that is. Some people just use their hands. I do that too sometimes, but sometimes in the front, I kind of want it to be a little bit neater. Nothing crazy. Okay, so back to my little needle here that I love so much. So you basically take the lock, right, and you push it through the hole, like that. And the good thing about this needle is that when you put your lock in there, you push it all the way to the end to where it gets really small, and that will hold the lock in place. See, I can't move it, so that it's easier to work with, so it won't slip off. Hope you see that. Okay, So this is how much new growth I have, and I always interlock my hair when I have this much new growth, because you don't want to cause any tension to your roots. So if you don't have enough new growth, you should not be interlocking. If you look here, I have these you know, the strangling new growth. I just wrap it around the base, not the base, but where the new growth starts up here, right? Okay. So the technique that I use is to go 4 ways, right? So and remember, you never go into the same hole twice, okay? So let's pay attention. Okay, so I go from the front to the back. See that? So I go from the front to the back, and it's like you're sewing, really, and you pull it through. Okay, and that's one way. Okay, then the second rotation is to go from under, and I hope you can see that. Go from under up. Okay, so remember, we went from front to back. Now we're going from the bottom to the top. Okay, so now I'm going to go from the other side to the front and pull it through. Right, and then I go from the front, from the top I should say, down. And going from the top down, what it does, it makes it lie nicely and flat. Hopefully you can see that. But because I had so much new growth, I can still put my finger under it, so I want to go a little bit tighter. So this might not be enough to do another 4-way, up, down, left, right. So I can go 2 ways. I can go front and then down. So let's see how much I can get out of this. So let's go again. So front and go across like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna go down, because I don't think I have enough new growth to actually do it 4 times. And I don't like it to be really, really tight, so I like to leave a little bit of hair, you know, space underneath, because I mean, my scalp is really, really tender, so I don't like to be tender-headed. So let's do another one. So I take the loose here and wrap it around itself. Right? Then get my needle and push it through. And then pull it all the way over so that it's tight. See, it's holding on to, it's being held on by the little smaller hole in the needle. Okay, so we're gonna go from the front to the back, right? And then we're gonna go under, go up. Okay, and then we're gonna go from the other side. So we're basically doing the opposite of what we just did. Okay, and then we go down. So I'm gonna go again, front. I'm gonna make sure that's focused. Front to back. Okay. And I don't have enough new growth to do a whole four-way rotation, so I'm only doing 2. So cross and then down. If you look at my scalp, That's what the interlocking look like. Now, as it relates to frizz, there's a way that I try to correct that, and let me show you real quickly. So we interlock from here to here, right? But if you see, we have all this frizz here. So what I do is I wrap it around itself. So let me show you. So I take the lock, that means I take the loose here, and I simply wrap it around the lock itself. And I do this all the way to the end if I have loose here all the way to the end. Sometimes if it's not a lot, like here, it's not really that much. So I just hold it taut right here and spin it around my finger. See that? And then when I get to here, it seems to be a lot again. So I do the same thing that I did before, where I take the here and wrap it around the lock. And then I wrap it around my finger. And you see now, there's no frizz compared to the one next to it. I don't know if you can see that. So this one, no frizz, and this one still have a little bit. And if it's not a lot, you don't have to do the twisting motion around it. You can just simply hold it taut and wrap it around the lock. Now to maintain that retwisting that we just did, I used the Imani locking spray, and I just sprayed on top of it. This is the best way for me to maintain my lock. But anyway, this is what I do to maintain my hair. But anyway, enough of me talking. So that's what I do to lock my hair. Let me know, what do you guys do to maintain your locks? Do you retwist or do you interlock? And if you do interlock, do you do the 4-way like I did, or do you have another method? We all here to learn from each other. So so please comment below, thumbs up this video if you like it, and if you'd like to see more videos, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.